Good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations. We've made it to the end of EduDay. We've had our fair share of technical issues throughout the day, mainly, as always, manufactured by human error. But that's okay. We made it here in the end, and hopefully you've learned lots from our range of presenters today. So on the screen is our agenda. I just want to say a big thanks to all the people who presented. A big thanks to our Experience Centre team who were manning the Q&A. Big thanks to the Learning Delivery Specialists, all of who presented today. And big thanks to Chanel from our marketing team as well, who coordinated this event. If you do want to reach out to any of our presenters, we are all on Twitter. So if you head to the Sway agenda at aka.ms/EduDay20Jan. Bowser, do you want to put that link into the announcement for me, please? Then that's where you will find that all the names are hyperlinked off to their Twitter accounts. So if you've got questions for people post EduDay, please reach out to them on Twitter, where I know they're all very happy to engage with you. So yeah, just a really big thanks to everyone involved today, and big thanks to you as teachers who attended a full day of professional learning while most of you are still on holidays. It's been a big effort in the last 12 months, a massive effort. So to start early yet again in 2021 is very impressive. So thanks you to you all for attending. Just wanted to share some of our best resources before we wrap up for the day. In Australia, you know, contrary to what we might read on the news, we are very, very lucky in regards to COVID and its impact on learning. You know, there are schools that have been shut down for months and months and months on end. And in Australia, we're now seeing, you know, pockets and regions of schools. Thankfully, it's been holidays in the last month or so. But we're very lucky that, you know, we are not in 100% full-time remote learning. So in Australia, we're really passionate about talking about hybrid learning and setting up for success no matter what comes our way. As Anthony mentioned in his opening comments, it's not just COVID that's shut down schools. You know, this time in Australia last year, fire was shutting down schools. And then about 3 weeks after schools opened up here in Sydney, where I live, flood shut down a few schools as well. So if we are preparing a hybrid learning environment where whether a student is present, you know, maybe they're sick at home, maybe they're an international student, maybe your school does get impacted with a shutdown at some point. If your hybrid learning environment is set up, you know, with Teams as a platform, with student device access and learning adaptable, no matter what the physical or digital environment, then that's going to set us up for success and have a little bit less stress on us than what we saw in March and April last year. So we've created a landing page, and we'll be running sessions throughout the year for both teachers and IT professionals around setting up the best hybrid learning environment. So if you head to aka.ms/hybridlearningau, that's where you can find some great resources, some reports, some infographics, and links off to other spaces to set up for success with hybrid learning. So please do check those out. It's a pretty cool space, and that infographic's one of the best ones I've seen, along with all the associated support materials for making that happen. Some other resources. So many people attending today are probably those people responsible for delivering professional learning back in their school. You know, you're the one that comes along and attends these sessions, and then you go back to school and they're like, oh, you went to some professional learning on IT stuff. How about you teach us about that? And so this particular website, which you might like to note down, aka.ms/teacher training packs. And I'm going to assume that Mr. Bowser is popping these into the announcement. That one is amazing. There's 6 collections of courses that you could deliver to your staff, and they're designed by teachers for teachers to deliver professional learning to their colleagues. And so with each pack, you get a PowerPoint presentation deck that you can adapt to deliver some professional learning to your staff. On average, they're about 1-hour training sessions. And then you also get a number of PDF or Word documents that are support materials for you to deliver that professional learning. So whether it be teacher takeaways to print out or make available online, whether it be some tick box, do this, then that activities in the actual live session is completely up to you. So, yeah, they're coming through. So let me just make sure that comes through as an announcement.
Yeah, I can see them.
Yeah, they've been put in twice. Great, just checking. So yeah, definitely download those if you are that person responsible for delivering professional learning in your school. I remember sharing that, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, with a teacher who teaches at my kids' school, actually. And she was the person that sort of led Office 365 adoption in her school. And she was so excited. She said that this website looked after her after school professional learning for the entire year. And so it just saved her so much time. She had to adapt the PowerPoint slides a little bit to suit her school's needs, but ultimately she said she saved hours upon hours of prep work for delivering that PD. So that's my favorite site for teachers who have that responsibility in their school. This site is my favorite one. I don't have one favorite site. I'm sorry, I have many. This one's my favorite for sharing with your colleagues who prefer that step-by-step instruction. Do this, then that, and here's some screenshots on how to create a class team or how to copy a page in OneNote. And these support guides are designed specifically for our Office 365 education products. Right, there's a lot of, Office 365 is the most commonly used platform in business across the world, and it looks a little bit different when you're using Office 365 for education, because you have class teams and staff notebook and all these tools that we've designed specifically for the education context. So these guides will take your colleagues and you through step-by-step with screenshots. And our product teams, when they update the interface of any of our products, also have to make sure that these support guides are updated as well, so they stay up to date. So like I said, really good for sharing with your colleagues who prefer that step-by-step on the screen instructions. Some of them have videos as well, but mainly just, step-by-step typed and typed instructions with screenshots. So definitely check that one out as well and share with your colleagues who prefer that sort of learning. And then for teachers who prefer online learning and completing a course where you learn not just about a technology, but how to actually use it in the classroom, and the pedagogical, research behind it sometimes, as well as ideas for using it in the classroom, you should definitely check out our Microsoft Educator Center. So education.microsoft.com is where you will find more than 100 free online courses and resources as well. Sorry, mind block then. So yeah, jump on there and explore. There's lots to explore. I've already seen tweets today about how there's lots of ideas already to explore from our sessions, and this website is no different. We've got lots of technologies, and hopefully you can find just one that you might like to adopt this year and learn from this website in upskilling yourself. So definitely check out the Educator Center. I know some schools will often use the online training as onboarding training for their new staff. So they might say, right, we use Microsoft Teams extensively in our school, so can you please make sure you do the Transform Learning with Microsoft Teams course, as well as the staff collaboration with Teams course, and also complete the, a Windows 10 course for your new device. So that's been a nice strategy for a lot of schools in the way that they use this to upskill their staff in quite a structured way. So perhaps another idea for you to employ in your school in 2021. That's the Educator Center. So yeah, they're the last of the resources I wanted to share with you. We've mentioned this many times today, but always worth mentioning it one more time. The fabulous people at Prodigy Learning, who are a partner of ours who deliver the examinations for our certifications, have given us a free offering for people who have attended the EduDay today. So This would be open for teachers, for yourselves if you're a teacher, also any IT staff member in your school, and potentially even students, though this time of year might not be wanting to offer it to students. But yeah, if you're interested in receiving either a productivity certification or an IT professional certification, we are going to have a live, a virtual lab open by Prodigy to sit your exam on the 25th of February. So you can, like I said, achieve productivity certifications where it's like an office specialist. You can also then do, which is sort of broad across the entire spectrum of office, or you can go down further in that triangle and, dive deeper into a particular tool. You get all the curriculum for it to learn from leading up to the 25th, and then you sit that virtual exam. On the right-hand side, these certifications are quite good for IT professionals, particularly in independent schools, which is probably where that would apply most, but also potentially for IT teachers and getting certified in 365 fundamentals and other certifications that are more the back end of our technologies. So yeah, if you're keen, please reach out to Ima Henderson at prodigylearning.com. If you wanted to share that one in too as well, please, Andrew. Ima.henderson at prodigylearning.com, and they'll organise, you'll get a link, an email back with all the details about the virtual testing lab on the 25th of February and links off to the curriculum as well to learn from. So yeah, sign up and get that free exam voucher to sit on the 25th of February. And finally, we've got our Office 365 offering. So this has actually been around for as long as Office 365 has been around. But it's always nice to point out because there isn't a lot of awareness about it. But basically, if you or your students are at an eligible school, you can download Office desktop software on up to 5 devices for free. Devices owned by you, personal devices. And so to be eligible, you need to either teach at or attend a school who has signed up for our paid Office 365 subscription. It's called A3 or A5 license. Most teachers don't need to know what their IT departments are doing with 365 licensing. So if you're not sure if your school subscribes to A3 or A5 licensing, you can go to aka.ms/AU free Office 365. And if you pop your email address in and it will tell you whether you are eligible to download Office for free. And then you can sign in with your password, go to the Office dashboard at office.com, click on Install Office and download that desktop software for free on, like I said, up to 5 devices. And that includes, all the things you love, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, but also includes OneNote, Microsoft Teams, and Outlook. And for those of you still using Publisher, it even includes Publisher. I didn't even know that still existed. I discovered that the other day. So yeah, don't forget that that's available. If your school's going down a BYOD path this year at some point or even next year, you can, at least be telling parents that they need to buy the device, but they don't need to pay for Office. And it's even just something nice to share with your community because particularly just being able to share with the community that they can download Office, their child can download Office for free onto, that old PC that's been plugged into the wall for a while that they use for homework, and they can download it for free. So yeah, check it out. Check out whether you're eligible. A vast majority of schools in Australia are eligible, but just use that link to check first. All right. Oh, our prize winner for Twitter. So we awarded various prizes throughout our sessions today for great questions. If you did win one of those prizes, don't forget to head to oz-edu@microsoft.com to claim the prize, and we'll sort out getting that sent to you. But we've also awarded a prize for the Twitter competition to Ben Doyle 82. It got the most engagement, and I love this actual tweet because Ben had shared an idea, based on the conversation that was happening in the OneNote session. And sometimes, I know I've missed delivering face-to-face teacher sessions, and I'm sure you've missed attending face-to-face professional learning in the last year. because one of the great things that comes out of it is, those impromptu conversations where you learn something from someone just by sitting next to them and having a conversation. So I thought it was pretty cool that the most popular tweet of the day was one where an attendee had shared back an idea from his classroom. And so it's pretty cool that, even though we are virtual, we can still share our ideas. So if you haven't yet discovered Twitter as a teacher, I highly recommend it. It's my favorite place to hang out with teachers online. So do check that out. And Ben actually also included Mike Tholfsen in that tweet. He's the product manager for education, and a great person to follow. He has an amazing YouTube channel. He shares updates and news all the time. And if I want to know what's going on in Microsoft and education, I go straight to his Twitter account. So definitely check that one out. And thanks, Ben, for your tweets, and thanks to everyone for your tweets. They were pretty cool to check out throughout the day. And I think, yeah, that brings us to the end of our first 2021 EduDay this year. I'm sure we'll be having another one much later in the year. But if you missed any sessions today because you were in another one or you just weren't available, we will have them all uploaded to our Microsoft Australia YouTube channel by the end of next week, we hope. So just note that link down, aka.ms/Oz YouTube playlist. And if you can, bookmark that. We're uploading stuff there all the time. And don't forget, if you've got any questions, oz-edu@microsoft.com is where you can ask them. You'll either be passed on to the right person in our education team, or our team that manages that account will be able to answer your questions. Couple of questions that have coming in just as I look at them now. Michael asks, how often are the exams? So we had a special offer from Prodigy Learning just for our EduDay to be able to offer that single virtual lab. Prodigy also run other days that are paid, like they'll run virtual labs where you pay you $99 or $130, whatever it is, to sit the exam. So when you reach out to IMA, just ask, what else might be coming up. You can also, Prodigy will also set up an examination testing space in schools as well. So they come along and run the exams if you've got enough people who are going to sit certifications. So just ask those questions of IMA if you're interested when you reach out. Question about Project and Visio joining the 365 education suite. Reach out to your IT department. I'm not sure which school you work for, whether it's a department or a Catholic school or an independent school. So sometimes your school will include that in their subscription. There's lots of things they can add on, which then makes it available for all. Or they can buy limited amounts of licenses for certain things like Visio and Project and issue them just to individual people. So your IT department's the best collection to reach out to. I believe at this stage there's no intention to bring it under the normal 365 offering. So another question around more PD days around Power Platform, for example, or Power Apps and Automate. The Power Platform, I think, is really exciting. The ability to automate your work and be I forget what the name of it is, but you can basically set up your own automations using Power Automate and even build your own apps. Citizen development, it's called. I finally remembered. And we actually might be running some, Microsoft Australia education sessions on that later in the year, just based on a few conversations I've had. But you should also check out if your school has access to LinkedIn Learning. Used to be Linda. If your school has access to LinkedIn Learning, then check out the training on the Power Platform there. That's quite powerful. But we would like to run some sessions that are edu specific with that, goal of creating edu-based apps in the future. So a couple of comments coming through there in the Q&A that would be welcomed. So I'll make that my job to make that happen. So big thank you, like I said, to everyone. Troy, Andrew, Chanel, run the Q&A right now. So big thank you to everyone for today. Thank you everyone for attending, and we hope you have an absolutely amazing 2021 that is nothing like your 2020 year. Thanks everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.